to an updated chart on the Dow Jones. This is actually my first chart reading on the Dow. So it's, they're all pretty similar. So, I focus mainly on the S&P 500. But I think this week I'm going to try to touch up how all of them are kind of running tandem. So, this right here is the Dow on the yearly, and it's pretty similar. We have the correction in 2008, which gives us our ABC pattern. They vary a little bit. This one looks like it's a little bit more expanding flat than the S&P. The NASDAQ is a little bit different, how I counted that one, but I'll get into that when I do the video. So on this one, we have the expanding flat here, and it's 1, 2, and we're looking for our third wave up. Okay, whether I count this in 3 or 4, it's too early to tell, but it looks like I'm going to be able to count this in 5. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and count our we're going to count our ABC correction in our extension to calculate our third wave. So right now it's telling me that the 261 is up here, and the 161 was a third wave in a smaller degree, actually. So we are taking the 261. Now it could go on to the 361.8. But I have some other indicators that are telling me that's probably not going to happen. So let's get rid of all the other fibs. Okay. Whoops. Wrong one. There we go. Okay, so at the moment, this would be 1, 2, and 3 here. Now, the reason I'm not going to count 3, 4, 5 is because this correction here was about 10 years, 2000 to 2009, 9-10 years. So this correction right here was maybe 1 year, 1.5 years. So I'm leaning towards that we're going to see some kind of consolidation over the next few years up in here, and which is the same as what I said for the S&P 500. Now is what I've noticed in a lot of charts is that when we top, we get a kind of a fake out, and I've been labeling these as expanded flats. So if this is the top on January 1st of 2021, and again this is your yearly candlesticks here, so the pullback, the bottom, or how should I say this, the start of the turn was an A down and a B up that made a higher high. So this would be an expanding flat. So this is kind of a diagram of how an expanding flat works. Okay, A down, B up, C down. So the B makes a higher high. Another example of that is back here in 2008, where the B leg made a higher high and the C leg made a lower low, according to the A wave. Guess we can zoom in there. So most of the time I've been calculating these expanded flats at a 123.6% on either side of the A. So it didn't really catch it here, but with this being the yearly time frame, maybe it was closer to here. But anyways, maybe there was some other flats or expanding flats in here that caused the yearly candlestick not to show. But let's see. Usually the B wave is a 123.6 also. So we'll calculate that. And this one was a 161.8. So, but that one was a direct hit. So this tells me the expanding flats are still common in this chart. So back to here, I'm just going to go ahead and say that we're in a fourth wave and we're trying to figure the top of B. So we can zoom in here and calculate like we did previously, how I showed you on that other expanding flat, and we are at a 200% at the moment. So this would be an argument that we are ready to turn. If it goes past this 200%, then we're going to the 261. But on the yearly time frame, there's a lot more margin for error. So we need to zoom in to a smaller time frame to figure out exactly what's going on here. So let's go to the weekly. I think I have it here. Yep. Okay, so here's this low right here is 18. Let me check something here real quick. That's this low here. Oh, right. So this 261.8 is a fib that I measured out earlier, and it hits the top of this right here, somewhere right in here. So this is the top of, well, it's this triangle right here, and this is an ABCD pattern. And with these triangle patterns, the measurements might be off a little bit. So the reason I put this in here is because that this could be a zigzag, right? So here in 3 moves, that might be a zigzag. Okay, so a zigzag moves in a 5-3-5. So I'd have to count 5 waves here, which I'm pretty sure I can do if I, spent the time on it. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, I can count 5 in there too, subdivided with maybe even an extension on here. So this, just by noticing that, it looks like it could go a little higher on a zigzag pattern. So if we just measured, and I'm pretty sure I got it right here for the top of A. So if this zigzag is supposed to go a little higher, I think our next target is the 161.8, which is a 45,691 target. I'll write that in now, I guess. This would be our first target. And you remember that 200% fib that I played out on the yearly, that's a major gap between there and the 261. So that would be a lot further up, and that could be possible. So I don't really like playing this zigzag right here, because let me go back to the yearly here real quick. So this 261 was based off of a three-wave move, 1, 2, 3. That means this measurement would have had to line up a little bit better, but honestly, now that I'm looking at it, the 123 does kind of hit on the middle part of the triangle. So that could set us up for the pattern. Okay. Well, that's fine. So, all right. So even if I count this as a zigzag here, let me back out here. 1, 2, 3, and then wait. It's easier on the weekly. Okay, so this is our connecting move for the zigzag. Just seems kind of shallow, considering it's hard to get this on the weekly. This is 2008 here. So this took, of course, from here to here, I already know that that's a leading diagonal. So that was kind of an extension there. So I guess that could work. So yeah, all right. That's I think short term, that's how we'd play this. Let's go back to the yearly real quick. So in 3, if you know, I already have 3 moves right now, but this 3 could be moved down here, and then this would be a zigzag for an A and a B down. So then this whole zigzag would have to be corrected, you know, anywhere from 23.6%, you know, all the way down to 100%, you know. But most zigzags probably would stop at 50% to 70. What is that? Let's just see here. This is where it starts. Let's just say it goes up to 45. So yeah, the 76.4 would put us back to here. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. I still don't know if this is a 5th wave higher for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just not seeing a 5th wave here. I'm seeing more of a correction that either it's a 4th wave correction or a B wave correction. So right now I am looking for a pullback. So the only question is how much higher is this going to go? So I think our best bet is play this as a zigzag right now, and if it breaks this 161 fib here, then we'll reevaluate and see if that is a 5th wave that's needing to go higher. But okay, one other thing I want to show you also is a time frame here. Let's see. Let's put this on the daily. Start from here, put it to here, which is, this is starting at March of 2020. That's when I'm calculating the zigzag. And so, yeah, I have July 2026. So I don't know if maybe we're going to continue higher, and this July of 26 is maybe a sign for a pullback, or we start to turn, and then the July 2026 time series might be when we start to push higher. So I don't know yet what the significance of the July time frame is, but I know we passed a couple of these time frames earlier, and it did have some kind of pullback. So, and these are Fibonacci sequence numbers, so these are ones that I really want to incorporate into these chart reading, especially for the turn here. So all of these time series are going to be smaller pullbacks, and then everything past here is going to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to continue with the March 2020 low for these calculation of the turns until something else gives me a reason to start a different pivot point. So just wanted to show you that. But you can see this one here, I think, is well, I think this one might be the 89th. This one is the 144. But you can see this big correction here, off this time. And this one was almost spot on. So I might have to come back and look at that and see if we might have to reevaluate our turn there. But yeah, still sticking with the 445, 691 target for now. And one other thing I did want to show you is our indicators. We had a divergence back in December is when we started our divergence, at least a significant divergence, according with all three. And then we actually started to level out here in October of 24. The divergence was kind of tapering off and starting to level out. So I'm not sure what that means quite yet as far as the count. But as far as the move, it kind of shows me that we may end up trying to push a little higher to that 45,000 level. Yeah, so this is 44,910. 45,500 level, I think, is really what I'm trying to. Yeah, here I have 45,700 basically, more or less. So yeah, that would probably get us into the overbought territory if that keep playing out the way it's moving, because the ADX is showing some momentum here to the upside, trying to give us a little bit bigger push too. So yeah, let's see. And I've got these indicators here. Hopefully you can see all this. I'll try to squeeze it in. Hopefully it's not getting cut off. But this is from October of 2022. So I got this in 1, 2, 3 moves here. So I'm counting these indicators in 3 moves. 1, 2, and then 3. So you can see this third move here. There was quite a bit of divergence. From here to here, even on the ADX, and the RSI was a little different. So it did double top us on the RSI. So from the RSI though, it's kind of funny. It just flipped. So the RSI had a bigger divergence from here. I don't want to get these lines overlapped. So it's more of an angle down. You can see that. And this is still an uptrend. But then on the MACD, it actually went up. Even on the ADX. So either we started another leg, which I just don't think we did, or this is the final push higher for the turn. So that's about all I can say on that. And I guess for short term, here's the three moves I was labeling on the indicators: 1, 2, 3. So if we want to if you want to keep playing long, we need to separate this last move, and that would be 1, 2. Looks like an extension here. So it's actually 1, 2, 3. It stops here. Triangle pattern here. A, B, C, D, E. And the target here would be 46,120. So a little bit more than what I labeled. So I'll put that target down for the last leg. Or I'll do this. There's a target range. It might be better. So that would give us another 500-600 points more. And then, so that separates this into 1, 2, 3. And then now let's take this leg and see if we can find out if it's got anything left to give. So, and this is where I've been having trouble counting on the S&P, because I thought this was it's a triangle, but I just don't know where it's at. I don't know if it's an A, B, C, D, E here, or an A, B, C, D, E here, and this is a pullback, and we start. You know what? This is where the indicator started changing too, isn't it? Just saw that. So this could be an A, B, C, one move here. And this could be the start of a second. Wow. Okay. In that case, kind of looks like we've got it. I know I counted this in 5 waves on the S&P. This looks like a 5 waves. This could be the start of a leading diagonal. So that means one, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe something like this, and then we get up to the 46. To the 2 targets there. So either this would be an ending diagonal, and that would end our move, or it would be the start of another leg higher, or another 3 moves higher. So yeah, this is going to be one to watch. And well, of all the indices, so it took me forever to count this in the S&P, and now I'm going to have to, because I'm really looking for a turn, because if you look here on the yearly, this is really what's telling me that the turn should come, is that either, like I said, either this is a 4th wave or a B wave correction. I'd say this is going to be our consolidation for the next few years, but that doesn't mean that this, we couldn't push a little higher before all of this consolidates. So I guess even if we make another 3 moves up to the 48,000 level, then I guess maybe that would be the turn. But that would put us, let's make one measurement here, and then I'm going to call it on this chart. Okay, so we got overlapping fibs right here. That could be, it's a possibility that we could get up to the 5,000 level. I mean 50,000. So man, I just not sure about that one. Just trying to get rid of all the fibs that don't matter. Alright, so yeah, we overlapped here, didn't we? Which was the 261 on that one. Alright. Well, I guess that's our 2 targets. If it looks like it wants to go higher, we may go to the 50,000 level. So, and then that other time series that I had back in July of 2026, maybe that's when we hit it. So anyways, I hope that helps, and until next time, thanks for watching.